Hi. Mhm. Let's get Django in here.
Hi,
Good morning.
morning. I'm just trying to figure out where to put my
Okay,
camera.
let's
Hold on one sec.
let's both just take a little moment.
Yeah, I think this is good. Right?
Oh, you're so handsome, honey.
Oh my God. Tell me. You're the beautiful one.
Oh my
Hi.
God.
Oh
I
God.
steal it. You're gonna love this. I steal this from my friend Mary Alice, who is an insane comedian. But instead, when you're giving her compliments and she goes, stop. She goes, start. I love
I
that.
love that.
I love that. I knew you
I
would.
also say flattery will get you everywhere.
Hey, hey, I'm a sucker for sure.
Good morning,
Good
Boo Boo.
morning.
How are you?
I'm so good. I just had my therapist hosts these incredible group sessions, and her spiritual teacher, Vajra, is like mind blowing. And I was just talking for an hour on forgiveness and the stories that we tell ourselves, like the lens that we have on our eyes, the way we see the world based off of our our childhood wound story. It was heavy and beautiful, and I'm feeling spiritual levity, and I'm feeling so happy and
Wow.
great. I
That sounds really
know.
powerful.
I know. You should join one. I feel like it's so up your alley. You would
Yeah,
love that. Yeah.
that sounds very
Mm.
much something like I would
My
enjoy.
fellow inner inquirer.
I just got back from arms race, which was my favorite little gym class. I'm
Oh
trying to
my,
put the steps and what the
boo. You're
triceps.
swole.
I mean, hey, I gotta make some money, you know what I'm saying? Like, OnlyFans. It's true though.
You're,
It's also like
it's
helps your
true.
mental health.
Hey, I respect every way in which we are created.
Me too, me too.
Um, my heart is so like this. I have not done a live in a very long time.
Yeah.
I love you. I
Oh,
have a list of questions. I've been like sending you as people are like filing in. We're gonna start. I know that we only have you to like 10:50.
yeah,
Um,
or 11 if we need, yeah.
okay, we'll hop into it. We are gonna start, and also I can't believe the people that are on here. This is very, very sweet. Everyone's.
Yes, hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Django if you don't know me, by the way.
This is Django. Django James.
Boss mate.
Um, okay, so we're gonna start. So what we're doing is I put up a little you don't have to be a Patreon post. I do like free ones, or accessible ones to everybody.
Cool.
And so I did one to open up questions. So we're going to do these questions first. But if you guys have any questions and you know that you didn't put them on here, you can stick them. Yeah. Okay. There's a question box. I am so technology. You and I both are like,
You're doing
huh?
great.
Okay, okay. Okay, cool. So I think this kind of could be neat that I'm gonna ask you these questions and then I'll chime in if whatever. But I want to share this space with you. And okay, I'm so excited. Okay.
Yeah.
This is questions from Michaela. How did you two meet?
I feel like you remember this night
I
better
do,
than me, but do you want
I
me to
do
try
because
to
it was
fill it in?
so I do because it was so
Yeah.
pivotal. I'll do it. Okay. All right, I'll do this
Yes.
one. All
Yeah.
right. The year is 2015. It's like January, I don't even know, like 10th. Like I had moved January 15th. I had been living in Los Angeles for a week or something bananas like that. And I went to Ye Rustic with my roommates at the time. I was living in Burbank, and that part of Los Feliz was like my gateway to the east side, to like the cool kids. And I walk in and I meet like four amazing individuals that changed my life, and Django was one of them. And all of you guys were together. Your brother ended up being my first guitarist, and his and Spike, your other friend, was my first drummer. I mean, it was just like gold mined. We'll say three people. um, And yeah, and I saw Django. And if I may, Django had also, I don't know if you had recently come out, but I had recently come out as queer. And, or
You
maybe
were you
you,
hadn't yet.
I had
Oh.
to myself.
Oh, okay, right, right.
And yeah, okay, everybody, like I dated, I dated Django's brother for like a second just to double check. Um, just to double check for Paul.
We were also in our 20s. How old were you? You were like 24?
Yeah, something like that.
We were
And
babies.
we were
Yes.
babies. And also, I was like flirting with boys, but also like making out with girls at parties and clubs. And it was very fun. Shout out to Daniela, who brought me to all the queer shit. But it was so special. I mention all of that because having you as a friend who like also was somewhat recently out like in your first relationship, like that was really helpful for me in my queerdom. And
Oh.
also you were a fucking beautiful creative weirdo. And I was like, oh, I can relax.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And like just even talking about it, remembering that time in our lives as being so innocent.
So
We were
innocent.
so young and naive and like I know
Hmm.
grown up in LA, but I was still in a very small bubble and hadn't really experienced even
Hmm.
being out or like I couldn't make out with boys because that wasn't like socially acceptable. So I was more like making out with girls and then secretly like sleeping with
We
boys or
were
like
doing the same thing as what I'm telling you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Which is crazy and
but yeah,
beautiful.
beautiful. I feel like also we're like very similar fire sign personality styles. And in that memory, I just feel like it could have just been us in the room, if you know what I mean. Like we
I
just
do.
gravitated towards each
Mm-hmm.
other, and it was very like synchronistic. It felt. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also an introvert unless someone can match me at being
Ma-
a weirdo.
I matched your freak,
Yes.
and
Oh
you
my
matched my
god.
freak. And you, quick story, Django and I tried to make some I don't know, some content for like some fun, lighthearted, we're not taking ourselves too serious content
Yeah.
to support our song that we released, If You Want. And we did like a, what would you call it? Like a folky a cappella version of Tinashe's Is Somebody Gonna Match My Freak? And I was like, hey, send me those videos. He's like, absolutely not. They're so cringe.
And on top of it, I had just put cups on my neck because I had like all this tension. So I just
You
had
had
bruises on my neck.
you had
It looked a
circular
little
sus.
questionable.
It looked sus. And I was
Anyways,
where, yeah, okay.
so that's
Michaela,
how we met. And then
that's how we met.
when we
That's how
last
we
hung
met.
out.
And then we continued to hang out. We did like a comedy troupe together where
Mm,
we wrote our own, we all like six of us co-wrote a play. We like rented out a theater. We performed it for like
Lauren,
22 people.
can you tell them about my first boyfriend and his.
Yes,
Do you remember that? Because actually, no one would believe the story, but you were a witness.
I was a witness. It was
That was wild.
it was very first boyfriend vibes. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're so much
Very
stronger because
LA though. It was fascinating. He like wanted to be an actor and like confessed being a liar on stage during all of our play.
it was really interesting. It was quite,
Whoa.
it was like a live version of like a clickbaity, like, okay, no, it was, it, hey, I think it, yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Next question.
LA. Yeah. Moving on.
Next question. Um, Also, I just want to say Django has grown up half in the UK and half in Los
Oh
Angeles
yeah.
and has split. Yeah, what's your percentage on time split? Like wherever you went, just to give people a
Oh god,
background.
I moved to America when I was 14,
Hmm.
and I'm 33.
Hmm.
That sounds like math if someone wants to do that, but like
19.
more time here.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Hmm. Got you.
So
19 years.
19 years here, but then I would visit a lot, and then I lived in Nashville for 3 years, so
Hmm.
sometimes I'll throw in a y'all.
Hmm. You do.
It's very Moira Rose.
It's so good. Um, yes, and I also just want to boast. Um, Django has been a musician since he came out of the womb because he's so freaking talented. Um,
Thank you.
Django has some musician family members, and is literal. Just when he was born, I think that you're the most rock and roll out of everybody in your family, and you just have created such a universe that is yours. And I think that there's an overcoming story in that, and just a blatant, you are such a ball of talent. And it's really fun. I know that you've been here in LA for that long because through my almost 10 years of being in Los Angeles, 10 years in January,
Mm,
um, your name
10 years.
is Django. I don't know another fucking Django. You're like Madonna for
Nah,
sure.
that's funny.
And I'll say like, yeah, my friend Django. And they're like, Django, Django. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. And everybody goes, oh my God, that kid, that guy, that person, oh my God, they're just so talented. And I'm like, I know. And there's always a gush. There has never, ever, ever been like you are you.
Thank you.
Like it's as if you came from flowers.
Thank you. I
You
really appreciate that.
you birthed yourself.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
You say thank you. We'll do next question.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Michaela, question number two. How did it feel writing together? For our first time too, ish? No, we probably did something that never came to
I
fruition.
would say that was my first time being like, I want to like seriously write a song with you. Like I was bringing my like writing brain to the session
Mm-hmm.
rather than like me and Lauren are hanging out. We might get a song done, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do
Um,
know.
I really liked it because we're similar.
Mm-hmm.
So you were able to like volley with me and challenge me. I remember there was one part where like your skill set was like challenging me in terms of because I had just taught myself how to play guitar during the pandemic. And you kind
Mind
of broke the
blowing.
chorus. Thanks. But you broke the chorus into this new field, and it was so interesting because my brain couldn't wrap it around it, but I was like, ooh, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was just really grateful because you're so fucking talented. And I felt like it was a long time coming. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I
What
agree with
about you?
that. Yeah, you came over and you had just I think that I think that you were in, not to say that there's a dry spell, but a part of our process of being these kind of song alchemists is messages come to you sometimes in waves. It's funny because as I'm doing this, I'm touching all these wave backs. You guys are so sweet. We're doing like the emoji wave. Um, but these songwriting spurts come in waves sometimes, right? It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you get hit with something, and then sometimes just like bop, 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 bop. And you had so vulnerably showed me, you sent me a link and showed me like these songs that you had recorded, and there's like these glam rock elements, there's these like anthemic, unique, your version of rock and pop and dance. And I'm like, these songs are so fucked up, they're so fucking good. And I was like just telling you like, when are we putting this out? I need to hear this. I want to show like the world this. And I love that you came over. I love that you texted me and you said, I have a song that I think I'm going to do with you. My heart was just like, holy shit, this is so fucking cool. And you came over with your acoustic and we hashed it out with our acoustic guitars, which is my ideal scenario. This is a dream. If someone's like, what's your favorite writing session ideal? I'm like, oh, somebody comes over who I know can do the big band thing, but they come over with their lyrics and their feelings like me and their acoustic guitar and they just sit down and we just fucking say what it is and it's a ping pong ball and it's so yummy and there is you write a line, I write a line, you do a thing, you do, but you came over with this like with this message. I mean, it was honestly too easy. It was so flowy. I feel like we had one hang and we sussed everything out and then we pieced it together and it was just so natural and it was such a gift.
I remember, yeah, now I'm remembering it was just the line. It was very Django. It's like I was probably super baked on my couch. And I remember thinking I was like singing it like Beck. We
Mhm.
completely changed everything. But the
Yeah.
first voice memo was just, if you want my love, I give you everything I got with permission to take it away. And I was doing this like stonery monotoned thing.
Hmm.
And what I loved about writing with you though is that we also shared perspective. We got so clear on our
Hmm.
perspective. It felt like we were like sharpening a blade before
Hmm.
we went in. You know
I
what I mean? And
do.
that's a true songwriter, is someone who has something to say and they're like, okay, no, we're not saying it yet. We're not saying it yet. Like we
Hmm.
wrestle
Hmm.
with it until we're like, okay, we
This
managed to
is,
get it out.
I'm going to interject with Michaela's fourth question. To create something together, do you think you have to be similar or the opposite? What was your experience? And I just kind of want to maybe reform that song. Having a similar experience was so imperative to, I think, how flowy and yummy it was. We started going like, oh my God, this song is about XYZ, and we were just like finishing each other's thoughts on that. There was a real moment of being seen for me.
There's also me too. Wait, I'm
Yeah.
like getting emotional now because it's like it's
Good.
even hard to talk to friends about certain things, but like we were being there for each other through
Mhm.
lyrics, which is fucking
Mhm.
crazy. That's
Have
how
we
crazy we are.
hmm have we ever not been there for each other on a deep emotional level?
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, I thought that was a question. Uh, no, actually, you're one of the only people in my whole, well, I guess you said 10 years I've been able to call, and you've been really there, which is like scary. Like, I don't know, it's overwhelming because most people don't fuck with. I'm like a very, you know me, I'm a very authentic person.
Hmm.
And in LA, that doesn't necessarily get you by, but you've been there for me. So,
It's an honor to be um, a soft base, a soft place for you to land.
yeah, thanks.
Always
You can
incredible.
be hard though too, but
Of
I
course I
need it.
can.
You
Yes, you
know?
do. Yes, I
Yeah,
can, and yes, you do.
that's a true friend.
That's our next song. Is that what you said?
I said that's a true friend, but that should be our next song.
That's our next
Snap
song.
out of it.
Snap out of it, bitch. I love you. Give me hug you. Okay, we'll work on the lyrics.
Yes, sounds like an
Um,
EDM song.
say that again. EDM.
EDM,
Take me there.
like a gym song.
Take me there. So you can get swole, get more swole to it.
Yes.
Um, what is a quality that you appreciate most about each other? Michaela, these are the sweetest questions.
Wait, vice versa. Have I always been there?
Yes, absolutely. You have never judged me, and that is so importante.
Mm.
And something I love the most about you is your authenticity, and I can trust it. I love the Scorpio trope that I don't care for the mo for to a degree. I don't care who you are, what kind of person you are, as long as you're honest. I have a hard time, and of course the downfall is that sometimes people are being inauthentic because they're a little nervous or socially anxious, and so I've had to learn to really soften that lens. Hey, sweetie, somebody just went for a walk. Um, but it's nice. I immediately go like, this person may not be my cup of tea, but I feel safe with them and great with them because
Mm.
my girlfriend just brought me a croissant from Beechwood Cafe. Thank you, baby.
Aww. You
Um,
love Beach for Cafe, by the way.
your authenticity. It's what has allowed me to be so vulnerable with you.
Yeah. Well, especially in our line of work, we've been told, yes, 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 yes. And then you turn around
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
and your bank account's empty and they just took all your money. And you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, or
Yep.
whatever. It's just, yeah,
S-
value. There's so much value in an authentic human.
Spiritual bank account.
Yes,
That
that.
also is, yeah, a withdrawal deposit
Yeah.
center.
And also, just lightly to touch on, you're one of the few queer people I know who very much I can volley with on attachment theory. And I feel like that ties into our song.
It does.
Yeah.
There is going to be a question in here, and I'll shout that person out. Oh, this is perfect. Before and after of a song. Mikhail has one more question, and then the next question touches on the inspiration and the message of the song, which is great.
Cool.
And that'll be a nice pivot. Um, the before and after of a song can have different feelings. Which ones are and were yours? This is Michaela's last question. Um, I feel like the message has, I feel like the feeling has stayed the same. I just feel a little less weepy.
Hmm. Less weepy.
Yeah, I think that like this song is about giving yourself fully to someone, regardless if they are going to give it back to you or not, which
Mm,
I think is the an, one of the ultimate acts of saying I love you.
mm-hmm.
That I've and it's scary and romantic and real, and you can still walk away, and maybe if that person walks away from you, it could be 7 years down the road and you bump into each other and you can say, how are you? Yeah, no, I got over it, but you hurt me because I was really in love with you and I really gave everything to you. um, which I think it could just be a matter of maybe incompatibility. Like now I kind of am more intellectualize it, whereas when we were writing it, my feeling was definitely more in the heart center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the eyes.
Mm.
What
Yeah,
about
I
you?
think it's definitely very clear that me and Lauren value romance a lot. I think we both can very much relate on love means a lot to us, and we
Mhm,
are very sensitive. I think we
mhm,
could relate on that. For me, it was really healing coming to Lauren. I feel like we have a funny sibling-ish vibe. You know what I mean?
on board.
And um, I we can just pick up where we left off, especially when we're talking about dating and things like that. I'm
Mhm, mhm,
very happy
mhm.
for Lauren because she's in a very good
I
situation right now. Um,
am.
I'm
I got a
knocking on
cutie
wood
sweetie.
because yeah. Aggie, come say hi.
Aggie, come say hi.
What am I
You guys,
talking
this
about? Oh,
dog.
she was offended. So
Oh
am I. I'm in a
my
wonderful
goodness. Oh
situation.
my goodness. Aggie time.
Who's that?
Oh, Buttercup.
Who's that? Oh my god. Oh
I
my god. um.
I'll never get over
So
Aggie. Sorry, keep
I
going. Yeah,
think
yeah,
I know. So I think I came at it from a kind of low self-esteem, codependent place, which I think most stoners can get to that place when you're sitting alone, smoking weed, and just not that
also,
esteem
those chapters are so
building.
important.
They're
That is
so
a very
important.
important. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm also
Tell
not
me.
ashamed of it. I'd rather be like a sensitive, queer, artsy stoner than like whatever the opposite is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so I was coming at it from like I think I'd been in falling for unavailable people a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was internalizing that as like, oh, they're not into me. And Lauren had really, I think, done a lot of work on herself and internalized. It's really interesting when you do self work and you read all these books. You can get the knowledge, but it's challenging to like be the knowledge. Do you know what I mean? To like all of a sudden just become in action, be it in action. And Lauren was kind of helping me. Well, the fucking next line of the chorus. I came up with the first line, which is,
Yeah.
"If you want my love, I'll give you everything I've got with permission to take it away," which is basically like, here are the keys to my house. Don't rob me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which, yeah,
That's how I love. That's
yeah. So,
how I love.
but then Lauren came back and put value into that. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know who to give my love. I'll tell you everything I'm not with permission to, no permission to make you stay. So it was more like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to try to manipulate anything, but I hold value in what I'm offering you. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
recognize the value in what I'm offering you. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like, oh, I'm a piece of garbage, so,
Mm-hmm.
like, would you take this? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I have all this love to give, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you want it, you can have it. If not, I don't know. It's like a power play.
Mm-hmm. Um, may I, the word that I'll add in the power play, I think the power is that you're offering truth. And
Yeah.
also, a couple sentences ago, you said something about we both value romance. And I absolutely value romance.
Mm.
I think the older I get, because I'm a bit of a serious person. I mean, I'm a fucking goofball. You know the depths of me, but
Yeah.
I'm a pretty serious person. I really listen when you're talking to me, especially about emotions. And I really want to show up and I really want to take in what you're saying. And I really want to see all sides of a feeling. And like, I see that as my seriousness. And I mention that because I like romance because I like the playfulness in romance. But in love, I love truth. And love to me feels very serious. And then romance is like my playful part of love, which kind of is on topic, kind of is off topic. But what I really liked was you got very serious with me in these lyrics. Um, but it's not a it's not a strangle, it's an offering. It's like
Like
you're
which lyric in particular? I'm trying to.
I'll give you everything I've got, and the alternate was or the second one was I'll tell you everything I'm not.
That was you. You came
Right.
up with that. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do these days.
Yeah.
I see if I may, um, something I love about myself these days is my ability to understand my limitations and furthermore, be upfront about them. I think that if we could befriend, been doing so much shadow work, bro. If we
Mm,
could befriend our shadows and not, not just befriend them, but love them, laugh at them, not be so serious, Lauren Ruth,
mm.
and kind of put them on the table as an offering. Like, hey, this is where you could show me, this is where you could show up for me because it's where I drop off. Like, it's an opportunity for more
This
love
is
to be created, for intimacy.
Yeah, actually, this is blowing my mind because I've been studying negotiation tactics from a hostage negotiation guy,
Whoa.
and he says that what you want to do to gain trust from another person is get them to say no, because that's where they feel safe.
Mhm,
So by stating where I end my boundaries, saying no to you, like I'm not this, I'm not this, I feel safe because I put up fences. I'm saying, hey, I'm not this. Like, this is who I am. I'm kind of building security within that,
mhm,
which I really like.
mhm, mhm, mhm. It's
Anyway,
beautiful. Oh,
yeah.
I love it all. I
Uh,
love feelings, and I love you,
yeah. Oh,
and I love
also one thing that, sorry, came up for me is that, which I very much relate to, I think we just need to play and feel safe. To feel the romance in the play, we need safety and parameters. And that's where the the like love side, the seriousness. Those are like to me. I see like the bowling alley, the thing, the bumpers coming up, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I just feel better with those up in relationship. I
I
don't know.
love that. I have so many things in my mind right now because of that. That really gave me some stuff. Thank you for that. Um, shall I ask another one?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to Deborah, which I love reading the name Deborah and saying Deborah because I think Deborah is so
I
Deborah,
love that.
right? Whenever I see the word Deborah, I just emailed Cher and told her, please feed Orson.
Oh.
And she's like, I'm coming. Okay. Inspiration for this song. I think we nailed that. I'll give you everything I got with permission to take it away. Yes, please explain. I think we covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also just want to say that, um, you know that that thing, that fear and love that you can get in front of, but it takes like so much courage and it's terrifying to be the first one to offer. I love this sentence, nothing's going to change if nothing ever changes. And
Mm.
you know, the definition of insanity when you're trying the same thing over and over again and wishing for different results. There's all this stuff in there. Stay with me. You got it. Yes. Okay.
You know, I'm like
Um,
such a fan of you right now.
I love you. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you. So
Crushing it.
I feel like another part of this sentence, I'll give you everything I got with permission to take it away. I'm saying it first, and I'm giving this to you, and it's fucking terrifying. But I know with the experience that I have, at least right now, at 35 years of living on this earth, I know that the course of friendships, relationships, whether it's with a lover or a manager or an animal that you're meeting on the street, you're giving them your hand to sniff it. Like you can apply this all over the place. If
Mhm.
you just can give this little tiny little bit that feels authentic to you, uh, of like, hey, you can trust me so often. at least in my experience, the other person can go, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You ever see somebody who's a bit looks a little stiff or something, and you kind of create a story like, oh, they don't want to be spoken to, they're probably in a bad mood, or they look like a bitch, or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Cuckoo, we're cuckoo. Um, our stories are so funny. I'll be
Hmm.
like, I love that, Jack. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And you're like, whoa, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like I feel like being the first to do the offering is such a part of these lyrics.
Hmm.
There's just this vulnerability, this like,
Yeah,
this is it.
totally. We
And you
both
can
have that.
take, we do.
Yeah.
And you can take it and I still respect you. And you can leave it and I still respect you.
Hmm.
There's no manipulation here.
Yeah.
Yum, yum,
I love
yum,
that.
yum, yum.
Yes. I love
What's,
that nothing changes if nothing changes.
mhm, mhm,
It's
mhm,
so true.
mhm, mhm. I love that sentence. It's
But why do I
just get,
always feel like you have a lot of Sag energy, Sagittarian energy?
I don't know.
Girl.
Well, I mean, Scorp is right in front, right?
It's true. They're supposed to be like very friendly.
I used to do this all the time. I love Sagittarius, but I love every sign. I
Really?
love every fucking sign. I
Virgo,
went when like a,
I'm trying.
hmm
I don't know.
You love me. I'm a Virgo moon, Virgo rising. I
Fuck.
can know. I'm so earthy. I can know.
I'm so
Um,
fiery and
you're so,
watery.
I know.
I
Your
know.
birthday's December
4th.
4th. That's right. We're a
But
month
I'm an Aries
apart.
rising.
Yeah, you are. I know that.
Mm,
What's your moon again?
literally. Oh, fuck. My
Where's your
devil.
water?
My devil wing.
You're
Um,
hilarious.
there
Where's your water?
we go.
A water sign.
There-
I love you.
Oh, Cancer.
Cancer moon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so delicious. I love that lineup.
She's
God,
got real
Sun,
stuff.
Aries rising, Cancer moon. Delish.
Apparently, Gemini Venus, though. That's fucking cray cray.
Next
Moving on.
question. I have a Libra Venus
uh,
and my Mars is in Aries.
work. There you go.
Okay. Sunny. Shout out to Sunny. Sunny's questions are next. Thank you for doing
Yes,
this. How
thank
exciting. What Sunny? What's the story behind the song? I think we covered that. But do you want to elaborate? Is there anything you feel like you haven't touched on that?
I'm more curious your perspective on how much of LA was in the DNA of this song for you.
So I also want to mention that croissant.
Yum, yum, yum. I'll eat my granola.
Django had the really fun idea. Like literally, I'd already recorded the verse that I wrote. I do this because co-writes. I could write a paragraph and you could write a paragraph, but we are inner. Yeah, yeah. Your presence and your message is inside mine, and vice versa. And it's all like
Mhm.
so. I had already recorded like the verse that I wrote, and you were like, "Wait a minute, how about I sing that verse and you sing my verse?" So I got to sound like a really cool British person and call cigarettes fags.
How was that
Um,
for you?
well, first of all, I was like, I don't want to get canceled um, for saying the F
Yeah.
word, um, but so far not canceled, and also the intention I think was received, um, and I thought it was really cool to um, to get more um, to get more in the body. Singing a line that you wrote was really comfortable for me, and is aside from covers that I've sang online, it's the first time I've ever released a song that is not a cover where I have sang anyone else's lyrics
Oh,
ever.
wow.
I know. It's really, I mean, not like, it's big for
Ever?
me. Ever,
Ever, ever.
ever, ever, ever. My previous long-term, we love Eduardo, my previous long-term collaborator, Eduardo, who wrote guitar, he wrote a couple like he wrote Do You Feel Like You Want to Feel in Sideways, and he inserted the word ephemeral in Scorpio season. So stuff like that, but when
Well,
it
that's
comes to,
actually pretty good, I gotta say.
I
At
mean,
least he wasn't a guitar player being like, Lauren, the if should be a the. You're like,
and yeah, we were together for 5 years, not 5 weeks. So
there you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also shout out to Eddie, just killing it as a film scorer and a papa and all the good stuff. But yeah, this was really important to me. I sang it when you said that. I was like, okay, okay. And then I sang it, and I was just like, oh my God, I feel the story. The story, it was just a blending. It was really beautiful. Your lyrics are incredible. You know
Thank
how
you.
I feel about you and your brain and the way that you put it into words.
And then the verse that you wrote, were you like you were taking from your life, and was it in LA or was it just in love in general? Because I was very much thinking about Echo Park when I wrote my verse.
You did.
What were you?
Break it down.
Uh, it was just pick me up at the 7-Eleven. I bought fags to numb my depression because Hollywood is devoid of anything that's real. So let's get honest like a therapy session. I'll come
To
clean
all
to
your
all
questions.
your questions and leave it on the line for you, my heart to steal. I was like, thank you, Lord, for giving me that line. um, yeah. So I was literally, I know the 7-Eleven in my head that
Hmm.
I'm talking about.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so I was just curious, yours. How do you?
I would say that LA wasn't necessarily a background for me.
Mhm.
Um, but the place in my heart where I sing about these recent years, I mean, I moved to Los Angeles and started releasing music. I moved to Los Angeles the same year I came out. I moved to Los Angeles and I started to see myself, it started an entirely different career. So innately, in the vein, was the picture, did I see the palm trees and did I feel how decaying really fast cities can be?
Mm,
No, but this is a nice question that not no is my answer. All
mm,
these things, all of these, all of these things that I'm bringing into words happened here in Los Angeles. So not no.
mm. Cool. I was just curious.
I
Just wanted
I
to know
love that.
your inner
Hmm.
mind a little bit.
Hmm. Hmm. Sunny also said, I wonder about the recording and releasing process altogether. If you guys wanted to go into that, I always wonder how easy, hard it is to go from finished tune to sharing with the world and what all goes into that. Love to hear the story of how you two met and how this pairing came about. Do we see any future songs in the future? Okay, future songs, yes, I would love that. The tones of your voices together are quite nicely. Thank you, Sunny. Um, the recording and releasing process varies with song. I'm on a label right now, so there was a couple emails and things that had to be like, you, my label just had to be like, yep, we approve of this, which is beautiful. They're part of my team, and I want them to know where my name's going to be and what I'm putting out. And they love Django and they loved the tune, so that was really easy. It isn't always easy. Django, maybe take it away and explain like how you have this delicious arsenal, how many songs you have put out independently,
Yeah.
the the
Yeah.
straddling of putting songs out independently to get the team, but not too many because the team wants to be a part of the release. I
Of
mean,
course. Yeah.
yeah.
So, well, the music industry has changed so much since me and Lauren even started 10 years ago. Like, it's completely different, honestly.
Hmm.
And I hate to say it, but it is more challenging to make any kind of money out of it. That's my perspective. And it seems like Lauren is agreeing. um, so when it came to this album, I've been signed to two record labels before, Capitol Records, and then my other record deal was Scott Borchetta, who shelved literally all of my friends and me. So I didn't take it personally, but I took out a federal loan from the government to put myself through school to get a vocational degree because my whole family was in music and they just like didn't see the turning of the tides and thought that I would be able to earn a living in music, and it just didn't turn out that way. It was getting rougher and rougher, and I was going through more and more harsh experiences that like legitimately traumatized me. So I got a license to massage, and I, off the sweat of my own back, paid for an entire album, and I do not recommend that. It was $30,000, and I deep tissued like 5 people 5 days a week until my body was like breaking down and I like didn't have a social life, but I was determined to record an album. In the midst of all this, I reached out to Lauren simply because of all the things we've talked about. I relate to her. I trust her as a human in the industry. And also, she's just like one of the few people who will actually pick up still and be herself and not just like smoke and mirrors, which is what LA runs on smoke and mirrors. I start shaking when I talk about it because I've been through such extreme experiences. But um, essentially, what happened is I found a producer who I considered a friend at the time. Long story short, that guy stole money from me, ripped me off, and we don't talk anymore. So, another LA story. But um, Lauren was so amazing and so easy to work with. And I just like, I think I really wanted to do something for the queers. I was like, I've really pandered to the straight community. Lauren was like one of my only queer friends who's also a songwriter. Um, so when we finished and fleshed out the song, I had already finished my album and I was ready to distribute and wrap it up. But I was like, this is just too special. It felt like a part of the soul of the record, kind of. So we went in, I paid the producer and we just banged it out and got it done. Um, in hindsight, if you are trying to do things strategically and to kind of make a difference, you need more money for PR than studio. Like, I spent all my money recording an album and then didn't have the budget to promote it. So that was a little bit silly. Um, it's all about the why of it all. Like, why do you want to record music? What are you trying to accomplish here? Um, but for me, I think it was more just like I had to express myself, you know? And actually, currently, I'm about to start learning from production because I can't keep going around asking people. And also, people keep asking me to produce them, even though I'm not a producer. So maybe that's, well, okay, that's not true. Lauren's right. I am an executive producer. I just didn't have the skill set to engineer.
That's two different jobs.
I know, it's wild. Can we just say this? The music industry is pretty much gate kept by straight white cis males. Like, I'm very controversial. um, so it's yeah, it's been really hard as a queer, even though I'm a cis white dude. Like, it's been really hard. Um, so that's the 2 cents I've got, honestly, for that question.
First of all, thank you for your vulnerability. You really have, there is something that you're, the universe is like, this one can handle it. And so you've been really given a lot of um, scenarios that you've really overcome. And what better vessel than you, your alchemy is such a gift to the world. So just so you know, selfishly, your trauma is not going to waste.
Thank you.
We all benefit from your beautiful art, um, in a way to try to make a joke. But in all seriousness, thank you for your vulnerability. And I think that what you said was really poignant. I love intention. I think intention can solve a lot of, can kind of pre-solve potential confusion, and wastes of time, energy, money, resources. What do you want to achieve when you're releasing this music? Um, and that can kind of show you where you can allocate funds. Because these days, I will echo what Django said. You are, I think what's making it so hard, there's a lot of things that make it, there's a lot of things that have changed. The accessibility that we can hop on here and I can be talking to people is beautiful and incredible. But the reality is that um, I think what people have most time for, posting and creating um, content for what they're trying to. So promotional content, when you're trying to promote something that you just released, you are no longer. Um, uh, I released some. I'm playing a show coming up, and it's like, and I did a whole European tour in the spring, and so like every like 9 months, I kind of put something out, and it gets harder and harder to even get the fact that I'm playing a show um, for my, biggest fan supporter base city to my followers, to people who have basically said, I consent, I want to see this information. So it's very interesting. So, money for PR. PR can be anywhere from music videos to write ups to photo shoots to content creation, anything that's promotional content. I agree with you, Django. And also, we don't just want to keep hitting up our incredible arsenal of videographers and photographers. They're the real unsung heroes. They make less money than musicians sometimes. um, yeah, we don't just want to keep hitting them up in collaboration. We want to pay these beautiful artists. And so um, I definitely think that PR has become my more like where I put money. But also we want to take care of our producers and our engineers and everybody. So it's something to consider, where yeah, what do I want? I think what you said was so beautiful and
Yeah.
poignant and so clear. Um,
So I
I
think for me personally, like all of my family are pretty successful musicians, but I've seen them fuck people over. And like those people have had drinks with me and like cried to me and been like I'm not okay because of your family. Like and I don't want to be like that. And I do genuinely feel like it's so next to impossible to make it these days that I understand that that's the mentality you have to make it. And I don't want to do that. Like, I just don't want to um, play that game. Um, and this releasing this album, I started getting close to it again. And yeah, it was like very icky behavior from all the men in the industry. So.
what would you say is what was your intention when you said I'm putting this music out? Was it like a self-expression, a self-release? Was it more for you? Was it more for
I
whoever
thought
needs to hear this?
I thought like a lot of things. I mean, you know, uh, I thought that the people would care. First of all, I thought people would care. Um, but like the
Was
songs are so real and the songs are so uh, lyric driven, like um, storytelling wise. And I thought that the queers would appreciate like an indie rock songwriter.
what does caring look like to you?
Um, just following my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
listening to the songs,
Mm-hmm.
showing up to the shows, the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
usual. But it just became very apparent that at least the community I was in, the world is so freaking dark right now.
Mm.
People just want to have fun. They don't want to go out and listen to
Mm.
someone else be depressed at them. And I had
Mm.
recorded a $30,000 album of me being depressed at people. That's what it felt like.
Mm.
So, and then that felt really self-absorbed and weird. Um,
Come here,
a-
baby.
and yeah, I guess now, and then at the end of the day, I was like, wait, what am I trying to do? And then I was like, oh shit, you're still trying to gain your parents' approval. All of
Mm-hmm.
this is because you were neglected.
Mm.
And when I think about every fucking sick front person, that is their trauma. They are totally love addicts. I knew Mick Jagger. He was a complete hopeless sex addict. To the point he would start shaking if like an attractive woman was there and he couldn't sleep with her. So, it's just a hot mess. I don't know.
You know so much about the dark side of the music industry. You really do. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone on here can really. I didn't quite even understand the. Hmm, there's a couple words that pop in my head. How to receive it, how to validate it until I knew you so much deeper. It's so. Uh,
Sorry, my dog is crying.
oh, go grab the baby. I like where this conversation's going because there's so much truth to it. And maybe I'm gonna pull out and say that you know so much about the dark side of this industry that can be, that has a, a one-sided coin is counterfeit, right? So there's two sides to every coin. And there's some beautiful, beautiful stuff to to this to the industry. Um, but I think there's more beauty to catching and releasing when we are artists who pull from such a personal center. When we're artists that pull from within. Um, I think that you're doing a fantastic job of surviving as a human and as an artist. And I'm just so grateful for your vulnerability because I love being um, you really bring everybody to there's so many things. I'm sorry. I'll end it with this. One, there is a lot of darkness in the world, and it is an acquired taste. I know when I go to reach to put on Elliott Smith, which is an old favorite of mine from 20 years ago, and I know when I need to just put on T-Rex and be a silly goose. Um, and music has that power to heal and that power to transform, or what's it called? And you could just poof yourself to
Alchemize?
somewhere else.
Oh,
Um,
teleport.
teleport, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's such a great point. Um, and yeah, I think I think I'll
Can
zip
I
it.
ask you one
Yeah.
question? What do you still see in the beauty of it? Because honestly, when you said that, I was racking my brain. I don't see anything. I see capitalism gone fucking haywire.
Okay.
And like, where's the soul? I'm like,
Okay.
it's gone.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you.
Except
And
for Charlie XCX. I'm like, yes.
I love that you resonate with that. That's beautiful.
Because
Okay.
everyone's so upset. They just want to dance and forget about it. I don't know.
100%. I hear you on that. I kind of want to dance, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't really even want to listen to my mixes because what I'm writing right now can be really dark. Um,
Mm.
what do I still see? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
what
let
do you?
you know that I could after I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and after I say it, anybody could probably be like, but that's not the music industry. But here's the good that I still see in the music industry. My connection with my supporters, the ones that I have, my label and people that are in my corner who are working my art, thank you to them.
Mhm.
They want me to reach wider audiences, and I will do my part. I will post on TikTok. I will post on all the things, and I'll stay me. That's
Mhm.
me, and I'll work what they want and what I need, you know.
Yeah.
And I accept that as the day's challenge or the day's task, depending on what kind of day you're having. And there's an inside job that's happening, and it's not a secret from my label or anybody, but I, I wish I could just focus on nourishing, um, expanding on the people that are already here. I don't need more, um, but I understand that capitalism is at the root of all industries' success.
Mhm.
So it becomes a bit of a spiritual conversation that I have with myself and just a meeting of respect for those who are working for me. Once upon a time, I had no presence on TikTok. And when I got signed to my recent label, Vero, who I love, 2.5 years ago, we signed.
Mm.
The conversation
Yay,
was
Sarah.
like, Yay, Vero, UK based.
Yay.
Um, I mean, the conversation was, hey, I'm not on TikTok. Where do you guys lie with that? I asked every single question. I'll tell you everything I'm not.
Yeah.
And their response at the time was like, just have a presence on there. We
Mm.
because we're in LA. I have a couple friends who have made it really big and have gotten really beautiful opportunities. Have made
Mhm.
it have checked some things off the list. Got a booking agent, got a full team, got a big tour. But the TikTok views aren't necessarily translating to pre-TikTok fans, like long-lasting fans that are going to buy a ticket to a show.
Mm.
I have a friend that went viral like a year ago, and they had to actually pull the tour from him because tickets weren't selling. And so the industry and everybody, it's not a scale of if you're worthy or not.
Yeah.
So I think it's like you're only going to succeed in this career if you like what you're doing
Mm.
and it's not a career. But if you happen to have the privilege of having team members, try to just enjoy the connection between them. I enjoy my conversations with my label. I enjoy my conversations with my manager, Gina Orr. I think that she's a lovely human being. Um, and I enjoy my conversations with the people who resonate with my art. And you could say, well, that's not the industry. And I can also agree with it. But those are the parts that I go, this is what gets me through.
Yeah.
Take it away. Yeah.
What I'm hearing, it sounds like you really value connection, and you're
Oh,
still
yeah.
getting a lot of that, which is great. I think that's where in this new climate, I'm like, oh, I'm not connecting anymore. Like, I don't know how to connect.
Mm-hmm.
And people that go out post-pandemic, it's a different audience. They're not necessarily listening to all the lyrics and trying to fall in love with the band.
Mm-hmm.
And I've neglected TikTok, so I think that's it. Where are you connecting and inspiring people?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice place to kind of think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do we connect in this day and age when everyone's
Mm-hmm.
being bombarded too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. I want to be cognizant of the time. It's 11:58.
Yeah,
If
I
you
gotta
want to
roll.
hop off, why
Gotta
don't
miss.
you hop off? And there's a couple more questions, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities
Okay, I
without
love
your
you so much.
beautiful. You are so fantastic. By the way, you are an insane massage therapist.
Yeah,
You're like, I did this to make money. And I'm like, you're better than so many people who make a career out of it. You're so talented.
I agree. Thank you so much.
Because you're a feeler. You
I'm a
feel
feeler
it.
and I'm a nerd about anatomy
Mm-hmm.
because people can't gaslight me about a muscle that's right here. I'm like, it's there.
I love you.
Okay, I love you so much. Have a beautiful Sunday, okay?
Enjoy
Thank
your
you all
Sunday,
so
sweetheart.
much. Hi. Okay,
Bye,
take
honey
care.
bun.
Bye.
I'll talk to you soon. Hi, cuties. Hi, friends. Um, I'm gonna just continue right here. Editing. Nate, what does the whole song mean to you? I think we covered that. Not related to the song, but what are y'all doing for Halloween? Um, my girlfriend and I, her name is Cher. We're going as Sunny and Cher. We did a test run last night. It was amazing. I have my whole handlebar mustache. Cher's wig is literally right here on the table. I am putting together a video to share that. Get ready because it was hilarious. And Cher and I were dying laughing. Um, Nina, um, we have Nina left, right? Did I skip? Nina, basic bitch questions, I guess, but not the lyrics with permission to take it away and no mission to make you stay. Giving love with the promise of truth and no manipulation, which requires, I would say, hella self-awareness and also outside feedback, which is not easy at times. Okay, that was also a question from Nate. Shout out to Nate. Okay, so we're going to go to Nina. Are the lyrics a collaboration between the both of you or personal to just one of you? A collaboration for sure. We experienced that message. I think Django mentioned earlier. He was in a moment where he was kind of coming out of something where he had noticed some codependency. Um, and I was in a chapter of my life where I was in a new relationship that I was being received for, in a way, being received. I'm a question asker. I used to Enneagram as 8, the challenger, which my therapist rebranded as the truth warrior, which I think is a lot kinder. um, I now read as 1 Enneagram, but that's a different. That should we could do it. We could Instagram live that. Um, I was in a chapter where I was being received for being like, this is who I am, this is what I'm not. You can take it or you can leave it. I've gone through the gnarliest heartbreaks, and I am now with myself in a way that you can walk away and it's not going to hurt as much, not because of the lack of your value, but because I've strengthened an inner friendship. So it's interesting because we were singing about the same thing, him coming from a place where he was feeling his codependency being triggered, and me coming from a place of inner strength, which I think, the line can be blurry. I think we're all capable of inner friendship and codependency. Um, Another question from Nina. Can we expect more of you two? Yes, I would love to write another song with the Django James. Um, Lyrics can often feel exposing and almost intrusive sometimes. So it feels so special to have this opportunity today. Thank you both. Thank you for this. Um, yeah, lyrics can feel intrusive when you're like, ah, and you hear something and you're like, that just hit the nail on the head. We answered all the Patreon questions. I'm going to stand here for a little bit longer. You guys are so sweet with these waves. I'm waving back. I'm going to go into the questions on here. Let's see. Um, I apologize. There's no timestamp, so I don't know who came first. I'll start with Allison. Allison McAllister. Girl, I think of your screen name. It's one of those screen names where I go, Allison McAllister. It's just like it rolls off your tongue. From Allison, do you think you will tour together? Would love this. I would love that. Nothing on the books right now, but I would really love that. Um, what else do we got? This is from screen name Sexy Greens. I love that. Makes me think of a yummy salad. What's the best day you guys ever had together? Well, Django's not here to speak for himself, but I would say that every day is so fantastic with Django. He is very fun. I can feel his childlike areas rising. It keeps me a little less serious. I can be very serious. I remember one time we went to, I visited him he was staying at his mother's house. This was years ago, and she has a pool that has like a really cool view. And it was a very LA home. And it was my first month living in Los Angeles, maybe second month. And I went there and I was really nervous and just immediately just melted it. And then, um, yeah, just got really close to him, and he really showed me when you have those kinds of experiences, it makes it easier to just trust the world and trust yourself that you're in the right place. I had committed to a lot of change at that time, so I was feeling wild. So I really, that is a date with him that stands out. Um, did working together change or influence how each of you write music today? I think for me, it just added to the confidence that I'm not great with co-writes with other lyricists. I have what I've learned through years of people in the industry telling me how they see it, which there could be some truth that I'm getting in my way, or I'm blocked in this way. Um, I'm difficult to work with. That's a favorite from, unfortunately, mostly men. Hate to be cliche. Um, for having boundaries, because how dare a woman know what she wants? Um, I have spent, I can firmly say that at least in my little tiny bit of self-knowing and music knowledge knowing, music industry knowing, which I've been doing this career for only 9 years, but 9 years is also, I think that's a chunk of time. Um, I can say that I choose to not go into writing rooms with other lyricists because it's kind of a boundary that I have to sing my own words. I have so much to say. I'm not at a loss. And while I know it would be something very different, it'd be a collaboration that would feel really nice. When I've tried out the writing rooms um, for writing for me, I've never resonated with any lyrics that somebody else has written for me. Um, and I've noticed that furthermore, excuse me, my croissant is giving me indigestion. Um, I noticed like a year ago, a lot of my handmade merch is my handwritten lyrics. One of my things is like a book of a photocopy of my writing journal. A lot of the conversations that I have with my fans are about specific lyrics. Um, and that this sounds whatever. Roast me. It's my brand. My lyric, like when people like pick a brand, what's your brand? And I'm like, my brand is my words, is how I put what I'm expressing into words. And that is what's so beautiful about artists who write their own lyrics. I think that everybody has that in them. But I think if I found a collaborator, Django could be one of those. Um, I think to answer your question, what did I walk away with? Did it influence how I write music today? I think it just gave me some confidence that I could write again with Django and potentially maybe Django and I should write for me. He's just a feeler and he's also an understander, which I hadn't experienced that in a way with another lyric writer in a writing room. And I've tried so many. Um, and I don't think that's a jab at other lyric writers, the ones that didn't, make the mark for me. It's so specific. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that was not trying to be inflammatory in any way. Hope I didn't offend anyone. This is for Django. I'm gonna just screenshot this right. Go, Django. What was the last Lawrence song you listened to recently? That's cute. Um, that was a Lauren Ruth Ward check. Hi, honey. This is N. Kwapong. Hey, I already asked a bunch prior, but have you guys considered a music video for the song? Maybe later, like just at 7-Eleven. I love this. We, of course, had music video dreams. We want to be able to pay everybody. And because he's releasing some music and I have my music babies, collaborations are kind of like their 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 secondary financial um, bank accounts. But yeah, something just kind of shot on an iPhone at a 7-Eleven. You are on to something, N. Kwapong. Thank you for that. Um, will you ever come to Greece for a concert? This is SMPIII. Simpy. I would love that. Right now, my Europe UK agent is working on that expansion. Thank you for asking. That's a very exciting inquiry. Um, I'm going to answer, let's see, I think we got a couple more in here. Um, little MS Hugs. This is Rebecca. Will you save and share this live anywhere, even if it's just temporarily? Of course, absolutely. And thank you for asking. If this is like how it used to be, I have not done Instagram Live in probably 2.5 years or so. But I think when I X out of it, it'll say, do you want to save this to your grid? Hopefully that's the case. If that's the case, I will say yes. Thank you for asking, Rebecca. And then two more questions. Oh, three. Okay, we'll do these three. Writing lyrics makes me feel like I am watching a version of me who is waiting for me in the future, ready to be discovered. Have you ever felt like that? Yes, 100%. Um, Mind's Eye is such Mind's Eye is the first song like that that comes to Mind's Eye. Uh-huh. Um, I When I wrote that song, I was still very deeply in a relationship that I was not questioning consciously in the way that the lyrics of Mind's Eye questions. And it was not until I wrote Mind's Eye June of 2020, didn't release it until, I don't know, the beginning of 2023. And I did, huh. That was kind of doing like a spiritual uh, bypass. You're like, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna give you that to help you get to here quicker. Um, I love that question. My brain is thinking of a bunch of other things too. Possibility, this is Juliet. Possibility of coming to Spain, Valencia in March is very beautiful. Thank you. I love you. Yes, there's a possibility. And thank you for the invitation. When do you sing us something live? I love your voice. You know, I was talking to my patrons on Patreon, and somebody, I apologize for not giving the credit. Somebody had asked if I could record one of my upcoming shows. We have a headlining show on November 22nd at Pappy and Harriet's in the desert in California. Those shows are a bit harder to record because of all of the different, it's a full band. But in December, I'm opening up for my friend Donna Missel, who is such a fantastic artist. Her voice is one of my favorites. And she is performing, she's doing an acoustic tour. And so I'm actually opening up for her solo, and that is going to be very easy. I'm either going to ask the sound guy if I can just have the track, or I think what I'll do is just put my cell phone like down, and I will post that on Patreon, and I'll make that a non-membered post so anybody can listen to it. Um, does anybody have any more questions? Oh, hi, Sunny. No worries, Sunny. I answered your questions, and I think I can put this on my Instagram page. If anybody knows if I'm wrong on that, please educate me. So good to come to Brazil, Mexico. All of these things are in the works. Thank you guys for sticking around while my team. Will you ever come to Florida? Heck yeah, Tatiana. Thank you for asking. Yeah, a US tour. It's been a minute, but I have a US agent now. Shout out to Nate. He's lovely. Um, I'm going to answer this one more question that just popped up in here. Um, Ruslalana, hi, sweetheart. Um, when will the new album be released? And what will the concept be? Maybe new clips. We always look forward to it. I don't know when the new album is going to be released. I've written a lot, and I'm still working on what songs are going to be put out. Um, I would say summer of 2025 is what it's looking like. Um, and the concept is a furthering of inner friendship and inner inquiry, and a lot of playing devil's advocate with yourself and exposing and befriending your shadow side. And a lot of inspiration has been coming out. I started a book club on my Patreon uh, because I read a lot of inner inquiry, self self help, mind expansion books, and I got inspired by people that I was connecting with on Instagram. With I would post something and then they would be like, "Oh, I've read this book," and the best conversation. So I ended up, we just had our first meet yesterday, which was 2 hours. I could have gone double the amount of time. There was about six of us on there, and it was so rejuvenating and so nice to talk to like minds about um, inner inquiry work. Um, but yeah, mentioned that because the album will be, I'm just writing even, my opinion, I'm writing even better songs. So I'm not going to rush it. I think um, more succinct messages are coming out. I love every song for what it is, but I think that, um, yeah, it's nice to have some intention in there. Someone said I'm looking well. Thank you so much. I just woke up and I feel really great. This has been lovely. I feel like I've got a little buzz going. I'm off caffeine, and you guys have been giving me all the uh, all the excitement and caffeine and love. light that I need. You guys are my coffee. And do you think you will come back to the UK? Saw you in Birmingham. Loved your show. So sweet. Hi, Karen. So sweet to see you on here, honey. Um, that place in Birmingham, so sweet. Um, that garden cafe, I love it there. Um, I'll be back. The UK will be clumped with the European tour next year, which is being currently booked. Lots of tours are being booked. It's gonna be fun. Um, and this is really sweet. Um, you guys are so sweet. Very sweet. Yes, I remember Karen. Very sweet. She reminded me of a t-shirt thing that we did. Um, yeah. Karen has reminded me. Um, we wore, I had like a couple of the t-shirts left um, on the tour, and I would wear one because it was actually a little bit colder than than the clothing that I brought to wear. Um, Shout out to Gigi, whose Instagram is G Kingdom. Gigi makes all of my really beautiful lingerie and kind of BDSM leather and chain pieces that I wear on stage. She makes them all by hand. And so I was just feeling, you know, not in that mood some days. So I would put a t-shirt on and then we'd play our show. And then I would sell that sweaty t-shirt. And Karen, Karen was, Karen was not afraid. Um, I just want to say thank you to everybody who spent time with me today. Um, and this last question, yes, to Claudia, I will be putting the the trucker hat back on Bandcamp very soon. I think I'm going to be able to have that up in time for there's a Bandcamp Friday in December. I think it is the 6th, whatever that first Friday is. Um, I love you guys so much. I'm going to give you one of these. I'm going to give you one of these. And oh, that's a better one. What? That's amazing. Also, I'm sure you guys have heard of the this is the Gen X heart and this is the millennial heart. Just want to say the millet is IG live. It doesn't know the Gen X heart. Got to get with the times, IG live. Um, I love you guys so very much, and thank you for being here. And have such a fantastic Sunday.